Hi guys, the topic for this video equations part 2. So we have an example here. We have Hannah and Sam is twice as old as Hannah. The sum of their ages is 27. How old is Hannah? Now we don't know what Hannah is, so let's call that X. Okay, we use a variable anytime we don't know what the number is. Sam is twice as old as Hannah. Okay, so that would mean Sam is 2 times Hannah's age. So as an expression, that would be 2 times X, which is 2X. Now the sum of their ages is 27, so I can add up their ages as an expression. X plus 2x is equal to 27. There you go, I've formed an equation. 3x is equal to 27. Collect the like terms. Divide by 3 on both sides. X is equal to 9. So therefore, Hannah is 9 years old. And that would mean Sam is 2 times 9. And therefore, Sam is 18 years old. Again, here I have Max. Fran is 5 years older than Max. The sum of their ages is 27. How old is Max? I don't know how old Max is. So again, I use X. Fran is 5 years older than Max, so it would be X plus 5, okay, as an expression. The sum of their ages is 27, so adding them up, X plus 5 is equal to 27. Collect the like terms, 2X plus 5 is equal to 27. Okay, now I've formed a perfect linear equation. I formed a perfect linear equation, so what do I need to do now? I need to solve my equation to find out what my X is. Subtract 5 from both sides, that would give me 2x is equal to 22. Divide by 2 on both sides, x is equal to 11. Please copy down this example here. The main thing is you have to make sure your expressions are correct from the beginning. If Max is x years old, Fran is 5 years older, so that would be x plus 5. If we said Fran is 5 years younger, it would be x minus 5. Okay? Okay, so I have twins here, and Pam is 7 years older than her twin brothers. The sum of their ages is 31. How old is Pam? So the twins, I don't know how old they are. So that would be x and x. Okay. And the reason why I use x and x is because the twins, of course, they're going to have the same age. So if one of the twins is x years old, then the other twin would have to be x years old as well. Pam is 7 years older than her twin brothers. So that would be x plus 7. Okay. So if one of the twins were, I don't know, if her twin brothers were 10 years old, that would mean Pam is 10 plus 7. Now, the sum of the ages is 31. So what do I need to do? I can form a perfect linear equation by adding up the expressions. X plus x plus x plus 7 is equal to 31. Now I can collect the like terms. X plus x gives me 3x plus the 7 is equal to 31. Now I formed a perfect linear equation. Now I need to solve for my x. Subtract 7 from both sides gives me 3x is equal to 24. Then divide by 3 on both sides, x is equal to 8. Okay? So that would mean Pam is, remember, always look at the question. It says, how old is Pam years old? Now we know the twin brothers are 8 years old. Pam is 7 years older than her twin brothers. So that would be x plus 7 or 8 plus 7, which is 15 years old Pam is. Okay? Now this example here, we have Fred. Mary is 2 years older than Fred, and Pete is twice as old as Mary. So again, Fred, I don't know how old Fred is. Let me call that x. Okay. Again, the reason why I use x, I need to use a variable because I don't know. It doesn't have to necessarily be the letter x. I can use any letter, A to Z, okay, for my variable or my unknown. Okay. So, but remember, if you use A or Z or whatever it may be, make sure it's consistent. I can't use Fred as A and then Mary's 2 years old. I can't say Fred is A and then Mary is x plus 2. No, you have to keep it consistent. Okay. I like using x, okay, because it's easier. So Fred is x years old. Mary is 2 years older than Fred. So that would be x plus 2. And Pete is twice as old as Mary. So that would be 2 lots of x plus 2. The sum of all of their ages is 38. Okay, so let's rewrite this. X is Fred, Fred is x years old. Mary is 2 years older than Fred, so that would be x plus 2. Pete is twice as old as Mary, so that would be 2x plus 4x. 2x plus 4, sorry. So you just double how old Mary is as an expression. Now, the sum of the ages is 38, so all I need to do, I can form a perfect linear equation by adding all of them up and making it equal to 38. X plus 2 plus 2x plus 4 is equal to 38. Collect the like terms. X plus 2x gives me 4x, and then 2 plus 4 gives me 6. So 4x plus 6 is equal to 38. Subtract 6 from both sides gives me 4x is equal to 32. divide by 4 from both sides, x is equal to 8. So therefore, Fred is 8 years old. Mary would be 8 plus 2, so Mary would be 10 years old, and Pete is twice as old as Mary, so that would be 20 years old. Okay? What I would like you to do now is pause the video, copy down these questions in your book, have a go, then press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, these are the answers. All right. Make sure you follow the examples, okay, and then you'll be able to answer these questions. All right. Now let's look at this example here. It says here John had a £10 note. He went to the shop and bought a packet of biscuits, for his teacher and one for himself. He got £7 change back. How much did one packet of biscuits cost? So here now what we're doing is we're forming and solving linear equations where we need to define a variable. So please pay attention. Okay, this bit is fairly straightforward, but you need to pay attention. You have to say let A packet of biscuits be B. Okay, because again, I don't know what the packet of biscuits are, so I need to define it. I need to say, I need to define the variable. So I would say let a packet of biscuits be represented as B, equal to B. So therefore, if he bought 2 packets of biscuits, it would be 2 times B, which is 2B, plus 7 is equal to 10. Okay? And then what do you do? Subtract 7 from both sides. 3 is equal to 2b. Divide by 2 on both sides. B is equal to 1.5. So therefore, 1 packet of biscuits cost £1.50. And the reason why we form this equation is because 2 packets of biscuits plus the £7 change back together is equal to the £10 he had initially. Okay, so therefore it's 2 packets of biscuits, which is 2b. Okay, because remember we said let a packet of biscuits be equal to b. So it would be 2b plus 7 is equal to 10. You need to solve that equation. B is equal to 1.5. So therefore 1 packet of biscuits would be £1.50. Again, now we need to define this variable. So let's read through this example here. It says here, May had a £5 note. She went to the shop and bought 3 drinks. She got £2.60 change back. How much did one drink cost? Again, let's use a variable. Let a drink be equal to D. This is what define a variable is. This is very important. When you're solving these particular questions, you need to define a variable. So this particular point here, you need to write it down. Let a drink be equal to D. It doesn't have to be D. Again, you can pick any variable you want. You can say let a drink be equal to X. Because remember, we need to form an equation. But before you form an equation, you need to define what your variable is. Otherwise, the examiner or any mathematician will be like, where the hell is this equation coming from? Okay, so let a drink be equal to D. So 5 is equal to 3D because we bought 3 drinks. So that'll be 3 times D, which is 3D, plus the 2.6, which is the £2.60 change she got back. So the 3 drinks plus the £2.60 change she got back together is equal to the £5 note that May had to begin with. So to write that down as an equation, it would be 3D, so 3 packets of drinks, plus 2.6, so plus the £2.60 change is equal to £5. Subtract 2.6 from both sides. That would give me 3D is equal to 2.4. To work out what one drink is, I can divide by 3 on both sides because remember, 3D means 3 times D. To get rid of the 3, I divide by 3 on both sides, and that will give me D is equal to 0.8. Okay, so that means one drink will cost 80 pence. One more example. This is a little bit more worded question. So let's pay attention here. Madge and Molly had the same amount of money. So they had the same amount of money. Madge, though, she bought 4 sandwiches and got £6 change back. Molly bought 5 sandwiches and got £3 change back. How much money did they both begin with? So again, I need to define a variable. Let a sandwich, okay, be S. We don't know what the cost of the sandwich is. So let's call, it says here, let a sandwich be equal to S. So we're going to use the variable S, okay, for the cost of the sandwich. So if they have the same amount of money, that would mean 4 sandwiches, so 4S, plus the £6 change that Madge got is exactly equal to 5 sandwiches of Molly that Molly bought, 5s, plus 3, which is the £3 that Molly received back. So that it's equal to each other. So 4s plus 6 means the four sandwiches that Madge bought plus the £6 change that she got back, and the 5s plus 3 means the 5 sandwiches that Molly bought and the £3 change that she got back together. Okay, they're both going to have the same money, so we make it equal to each other, these two equations. So remember how to solve equations when you have variables on both sides. We're going to subtract 4s from both sides, because remember, we subtract the variable or the smaller variable. So in this case here, it is 4s. So subtract 4s from both sides. That would give me 6 is equal to s plus 3. Then subtract 3 from both sides. S is equal to 3. So if s is equal to 3, that would mean that one sandwich costs £3. But the question says, how much money did they both begin with? Well, if s is equal to 3, 4s plus 6 is equal to 18. So therefore, they had £18. And what's interesting is if you use the other expression, 5s plus 3, 5 times 3 is 15, plus the 3 is 18. Okay, so it doesn't matter. If once you worked out what your s is, if you put it in the expression 4s plus 6, you'd get £18. Or if you use the other expression 5s plus 3, you'd also get £18, because they both had the same money to begin with, the same amount of money to begin with. Okay, so that's a little bit more worded question. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is to pause the video, have a go at these questions using the examples that we've done together. Okay, then press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, these are the answers. Okay, all right. Remember, always you have to define what the variable is. Okay, so you have to say let s. So for question 1, let s be 1 sweet, for example, or let sweets be equal to s. So that's what defining a variable is. Very important. Okay, thank you so much for listening.